Hey, what's up, Crypto Army? I'm Travis, your crypto newbie. Bringing you my experiences. You have to learn things the hard way. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, and none of my content should be viewed as financial advice. Today, we're going to do a quick video on how to stake Reflex Finance using Trust Wallet, MetaMask, and SafePal. Now, I'm not going to necessarily use every option for each of these. You have the option to use the dApp browser, or you have the option to use the Wallet Connect, or you have the option of using MetaMask's browser extension. So there are a lot of different options. I'm not necessarily going to go through all of those. I did ask some questions from the team on what are the most common issues they run into for each of the different platforms. So I will cover those as part of this video, but I'm only going to focus on the actual phone app that you can install. So I'm not going to look at the browser extension, and I'm not necessarily going to look at the Wallet Connect. But this video should help you out if you're using one of those three and you're using it on your phone. Now, for most of those options, you have a phone option. So if it's not working on the browser extension, for example, you can always install the actual application, just import your seed phrase and use it the way that I've described it in this video. Now, if you're watching this video and you had problems that I didn't necessarily cover as part of this video, feel free to leave a comment about those problems and what you did to resolve it. And I can try to update this down the road and include that information at a future time to help other people out. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to have a short troubleshooting period where I kind of consolidate a lot of the troubleshooting that I will mention throughout the video, just to make sure that if I talk about the Trust Wallet and then I forget about it in the SafePal, that it is listed at the end, so it's consolidated in one easy to find area for all the troubleshooting steps you might have to do when you're going through this process. So check that out, and it will be bookmarked in the description of this video for easy access to get to that. And it'll just be called troubleshooting to make it easy for you. Now let's go ahead and jump right in. So to stake within Reflex Finance, you open up Trust Wallet and you'll click on dApps right down here. Now I've already got the staking reflexfinance.net saved here because I've already gone there. So I'm just going to click there. But otherwise you would type in reflexfinance.net up here and then navigate to their website to begin. But since I've already been here, I'm just going to click right here and then it'll navigate us over to Reflex Finance. Now if you want to bookmark it, you go up here and you click these three little dots and you'll see the option for bookmark right around here. Now I've already got bookmarked, so I don't have to worry about doing this again once you get to the staking portion. Now the next thing that normally complicates the buying process is this logo right here. Now if it's showing you Ethereum or anything else, you need to click here and make sure that it's Binance Smart Chain. And as you see, you'll get options. Just make sure you choose the Smart Chain option right here. And then what you'll do is you'll click the connect button here and you want to make sure that you select the right wallet. Now, if it's showing you the Ethereum logo, again, you want to make sure that you're using the Binance Smart Chain logo. So select the Binance Smart Chain and then click connect. And then you should see your wallet address right up here. You should see the Binance Smart Chain here. And if all of these things are that way, then you should have zero problems staking Reflex Finance. Let's go ahead and scroll down. Now, once you're inside of here, you can choose 90%. 100%, 75%, 50%. If this is your first time staking, you've got all of the options. Now, I've done other videos on staking. My recommendation is 90%. The amount that it's going to cost to unstake is 10%. So if you unstake early, you're going to have 10% of your tokens. The price right now is the price of what it is. The price in 180 days, what if the price is 2, 3, or 10 times what it is right now? It might only be $10 to unstake right now, but it might be $1,000 to unstake in 180 days, or at some point along that period to get to 180 days. So keep that in mind. There's a benefit to doing only 90%. If you do the full 100%, you're going to need 10% of that 100% in order to unstake early. So if some unforeseen situation pops up and you need to unstake your tokens, that's the amount it's going to cost you to buy new tokens to be able to unstake this. So just keep that in mind. It could be very small, or it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. It really just depends on how many tokens you've got and what happens with the price over the next 180 days. Now, if you do select 90% and do that for 180 days, you can select the other 10% and do it for 30 or 90 days. So you've got options here. You don't necessarily need to do the full 100% if you're concerned about the ability to pull it out early. Now, if you move this along this ladder, you can select increments in between here. So you don't have to do the full 25%. You don't have to do the full 50%. You can actually just move this a little bit and it's going to populate a number here. Now, if you already know how many you want to, you can just type that in here as well, and then just select how long you want to do it. Now, if you don't have a lot of tokens, oftentimes the gas is going to cost more than what you're going to get in tokens for 7 days of staking, because you need to unstake it and then restake it. So I don't usually recommend 7 days for staking. Regardless, it's just not enough time. What I recommend is a minimum of 30. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but my recommendation is a minimum of 30 days. And the percentage is going to be a little bit higher with 30 days. So you're going to get 10% based off today's current rates for 30 days versus 5% for 7 days. That seems like the better option to me. And it'll give you the ability to earn more tokens than what you're going to pay in gas. Now, I have full faith in Reflex Finance. So if I was to do staking, and I've already staked my tokens, I would select 180 days and get a full 20% return on my staking. It's definitely going to be more than what you're going to pay in gas fees, so you don't have to worry about that particular issue. Now, it's also going to show you on the screen here, when are you going to be able to unstake? Now, make sure you add this to your calendar so you can come back in here on this date and time to claim your rewards, and then restake if that's what you want to do. Now, once you've selected the number of tokens you want to stake, all you have to do is hit the stake button right here. And it's just that simple. Now, after you've done the staking process, what you're going to want to do is you want to come up here and you're going to disconnect by clicking this button right here. And then you should see the connect option come back. Now, in addition to this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to back out of here. So let's hit this X here to go back to the DApp area. Now, down here, you're going to want to hit the settings button. And then in here, what you want to do is hit the preferences button. And inside the DApp browser, you're going to click that button and you want to clear browser cache and just hit OK. Now you've removed any record of connecting to it. So there's no potential for anybody to exploit you connecting to a DApp. Now inside the MetaMask wallet, it's actually very similar to Trust Wallet. You're going to go up here and click the little lines that show you this panel here, and then go to the browser. And when you click on the browser, you're going to get an empty screen, or if you've already been to something else, you might go to that website. But you're going to click here and then go to reflexfinance.net and then go to their staking page. Now, when you're in here, if you want to bookmark it, you come down here to these three little dots. So instead of on Trust Wallet where it's up here, you're down here now. So click these three dots and you've got the option for adding to favorites. So I'll go ahead and click the add to favorites in this one so you can see what that looks like. That'll bring up a page that looks like this, and you just click the add, or if you want to change the name, feel free to change that as well. Verify that you're at the right place and click the add button. Now it's listed as a favorite, so you can quickly get back here in the future. Next, we'll just click the connect button like we did with Trust Wallet. Now, because of how you put BSC into MetaMask, you won't have the same problem you do with Trust Wallet. You'll see it's BSC mainnet right here, and you just click the connect if it's on the right wallet. And then you should see the wallet address connect right here, which indicates that you're fully connected. Now go ahead and scroll down. And from here, it's pretty much the same as Trust Wallet. Select how many you want to stake, all the same considerations from the Trust Wallet video. So if you want to watch that portion, I've bookmarked it on this video to make it easier to get back to. But you want to consider whether 90%, keep that 10% there, or you can just manually type it in here. Again, 7 days, you might have a gas issue where the gas actually exceeds how many tokens you're getting. So you want to take a look at that as well. I don't recommend anything less than 30 days, but again, I'm not a financial advisor. You got to do the research on what you think is the best option for your situation. But 30 days will give you a little bit more on the return for that staking process, and it should exceed the amount of gas you're going to pay. You can mitigate some of that gas fee by timing when you stake and don't stake. You want to make sure you stake when it's low gas, and you want to make sure you unstake when it's low gas as well. Sometimes waiting a little bit can decrease the amount that's going to cost you in gas a little bit, so that's an option as well. But make sure you select which one you want. For this, we'll just select 180 days, and that'll bring it up to 20% currently. And then it'll show you here again, when is it going to become unstaked? So make sure you put this on your Google Calendar to come back in here and check this. And if everything looks the way that you want it to, all you have to do is hit the stake button to continue. So you would click here and then you would read through the agreements on what you're doing. Again, it's not going to move the tokens out of your wallet, so it's just going to keep them in there, but you won't be able to sell them. So make sure you understand what you're doing when you do this. And you just hit the stake button. Just like with Trust Wallet, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to disconnect from the DApp browser. So you click this button here and that'll disconnect you. What you're going to want to do here is click this right here to clear out the cache. And then you come to settings, experimental, view sessions, and you have no active sessions, so you're fully disconnected. And then what you want to do is you click on security and privacy, scroll down, and here's where you can clear your privacy data, your browser history, and your cookies. Now there's no harm in clearing all three of these to make sure that you've cleared everything out. Then you just go back to the main page. Now once you're inside of SafePal, Again, it's very similar to Trust Wallet and to MetaMask. You're going to want to go here to get to the DApp area. And then once you're in the DApp area, you just come up here and type in reflexfinance.net. Now I've recently been here, so I'm just going to hit this recent button here, and then I'll just confirm that I want to go here. Now on this page here, I just want to go up here and go to the staking utility. Now once you get here, you're going to want to select the connect button. And here's where it's a little bit different. You're going to click Wallet Connect. Now when it comes up to Wallet Connect, you're inside of your mobile wallet, so you just hit the connect button. And then you'll make sure that BSC scan is selected here, and you'll hit the agree button down here. And then you should see that your wallet address shows up here. Everything from this point on is the exact same for Trust Wallet and for MetaMask. So you'll scroll down, you'll come down here to the staking area, and you'll select 25, 50%, 75%, 90, or 100%. Again, you can also vary. It doesn't have to be on a specific percentage. That's just easier, but you can actually just navigate this anywhere along this line, or you can type in the amount here. Now, just as a reminder, 90% is the recommended because you don't know what it's going to be worth at the end of the period. And that last 10%, if you need to unstake early, could be pretty expensive. Right now it might be $10, but maybe at the end of 160 days or 180 days, it's more like 10,000 or 100,000. At least that would be nice, right? And if you don't have 10% and you need to unstake early, you're going to need to buy that 10%, and it could be a very expensive purchase depending on what the price of Reflex is at the end of that staking period, or at whatever point along that staking period you need to withdraw it. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this process. But you can type it in here and then select the period. I don't recommend doing 7 days just because unless you've got a lot of tokens, you might not get enough tokens to cover the gas fees. So if you don't have a lot of tokens, your best bet's probably going to be the 30 days. Now, when I did the staking, it was about 60 cents, I think, for the gas price. So $1.20 total, but it could be higher or it could be lower depending on what the gas fees for that day are. Now, when you're at the point when you're claiming your tokens at the end of the staking period, you can wait a little while if the gas is a little bit high to kind of mitigate that as well. Once you've figured out exactly what number of tokens you want, what the period is, all you do is hit the stake and hit the approval process to get the rest of it done. And it's just that easy. Now, just like on the other wallets, after you're done, you want to click this up here to disconnect from the DApp. And then you should see this turn into the connect, indicating that you're no longer connected. Now we'll go ahead and back out of this. Now once you're back in this area here, you're going to want to go to the wallet area, and then you're going to want to go up to the 3 little dots up here to get into the settings. Now once you're inside the settings, you want to come down here to clear browser cache. And you can see that the cache was emptied. And then you want to come back here and hit the back button. Now on this page here, if you're connected to anything, it would normally show you an indication here that you were still connected to something. If you're still connected, make sure you disconnect. But if you did everything I just showed you, you shouldn't be connected. Now for the troubleshooting aspects. So if you have problems, most of these steps are going to work regardless which wallet you're looking at. So let's talk about some of the general things. If you run into some errors or some problems, first thing, make sure that you're using BSC scan. That's the biggest one, especially on the Trust Wallet side, is make sure you're on BSC scan. The warnings that you get when you have a BSC scan is usually about the wrong blockchain. The other common issue is not enough BSC in your wallet to actually complete the transaction. So make sure that you've got some BSC for staking and unstaking inside your wallet. Now the amount varies based off what the gas is for that day. So it might be as low as 60 cents or it could be as high as $15. So I recommend having probably about 0.1 BSC is sufficient, but a little bit extra never hurts. If you run into problems, just see if you need to add some more BSC, and that sometimes will resolve the issues. Now, the big one is that 10% if you have to unstake early. Now, if you're just going to stake it and not worry about it for the length of time that it's being staked, you don't need to worry about the 10%. But if at any time you try to unstake before the end of the period, you're going to have to pay 10% in order to do that. So if you don't have 10% in your wallet available to do that, it's not going to let you unstake the transaction. You'll continuously get the error every time you try to do it. So make sure you've got 10% in there for the possibility that you have to unstake. Now, some errors can be fixed just by clearing out the cache, resetting the browser history, deleting the private browser, doing those steps, which I talk about doing that in each one of the videos. So if you do that as a troubleshooting mechanism, sometimes that will resolve the problems also. So try that and see if it fixes the problem. Now, if you're on a computer, Sometimes if you're using the Wall Connect through a computer connect, instead of actually using the actual app on your phone, switching browsers can sometimes fix any issues you're running into. Sometimes it doesn't like Chrome, sometimes it doesn't like Edge, sometimes it doesn't like Safari, so just trying different browsers will often fix the problem. So try that as a troubleshooting mechanism as well if everything else isn't working. And just like on your phone where you can delete the cache, you can also do the exact same thing on the browser, and sometimes that will fix the issue as well. But that's also why switching browsers frequently fixes the problem, is because you don't have anything stored in the cache on that new browser. Now, just as important as keeping 10% in there for if you have to unstake, at the end of your staking period, you want to make sure you go in there and claim your tokens, because otherwise they're just sitting there and you're not making any more tokens off of it. You need to claim them and restake in order for it to continue. And just as a reminder on how APRs work, and I've got a video on this as well, so check through the playlist history for Reflex and you'll find that video in there. I'll try to add a link to it right here, and that'll help explain how APRs work. But if it's 35% for 180 days, in order to actually get 35%, you have to stake it for the entire year at 35% in order to actually get 35%. So don't expect at the end of 6 months that you're going to have 35% increase in your tokens. That's just not how APRs work. So make sure that you understand exactly how this works and what to expect at the end of it. Now that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you found the content helpful. Let me know in the comments if you had any issues that I didn't cover in here, or if there's any steps you had to take to resolve any issues you had, and I'll try to incorporate that into a future update if this video needs to get updated in the future. Until next time, stay strong with those diamond hands.